All right, in the welterweight division, more greatness, gentlemen, more greatness from this pay-per-view. In the welterweight bout, Della Maddalena defeated Randy Brown by submission via rear naked choke at 2:13 of round number 1. But it was really the story of a punch, my guys. It just took one. It just took one. Mark, let me throw it over to you first this time. Tell us that Jack is blossoming into a star.
Jack is blossoming into a star. He absolutely is. This was interesting because Randy came out real confident. He was looking real smooth. He was kind of playing the matador a bit, which he likes to do. But you could tell that his range and his footwork were something that Jack had to kind of take time to get a read on before he could be his usual aggressive self. He was kind of waiting. He was analyzing. And usually we don't see that from Jack. So you could tell it took him a minute. And it even started to look like, man, is he struggling to kind of figure out how he wanted to attack this Randy Brown problem that was in front of him. And then after about 2 minutes, he did attack. And 10 seconds after that, Randy Brown was face down on the mat. And, I mean, we've said it before. I'll say it again. The guy is just so precise and obviously throws heat. Everything he throws just lands on the off switch. And in this fight, it was literally one fucking punch. It was like the first big punch that he threw. And then, of course, he finishes with a sub just for some style points, so he can say that he's got some varied finishes on the record. And I said this on Saturday night, and it may be a bit aggressive, but I really believe it that the rise of Jack feels similar to me to the rise of Conor, in that you're watching these fights, and in your head, you're almost just like counting down until the nuclear bomb lands. Like it feels like it's coming. Every punch, you're like, this is the one, this is the one. And he feels like that. That's how Conor felt. That's how Jack felt. And it's starting to shape up like this guy's going to be a star.
Yeah, man. Omar, what was your reaction to the finish that Jack Della Maddalena got over Randy Brown?
Well, I got it wrong, so I was kind of like, shit. Randy Brown's my dude, man, and that was rough. I love Jack Maddalena. I would pick him. I think in 99% of the things he's going to be in. But I wanted Randy Brown to win. It was a tall order. I thought he would use his length and his reach to his advantage, which he did until he didn't. And that power that Maddalena has is crazy, man. I mean, he made all of Randy Brown's body do all kinds of crazy shit. There's not really much you can do there, man. Once he got caught, it was the beginning at the end, and you got to give Maddalena credit for having that kind of killer instinct. A lot of guys still to this day don't do that. Don't follow up for the finish. Don't kind of get themselves out of the fight. They kind of sometimes let these guys get back in the fight. So Maddalena did the right thing, man. It was a great fight. Great performance. I mean, he's got to skyrocket at this point. You probably give him somebody really high up at this point, I would imagine. His performances are insane.
Let's just piggyback right off that, Omar. Looking at the welterweight rankings, if you were the matchmaker of the UFC, who would you want to match up Jack with next?
So, I don't know if this is too much. I actually am not even sure if this man has a fight already or not. But I would give him to RDA, Rafael dos Anjos. And I also fully believe he can fucking destroy Rafael dos Anjos. And that's knowing how good Rafael dos Anjos has looked recently. So, that's a great fight.
Mark?
I actually hadn't thought of that. I do really like that. That's interesting. I was going to go with the one that Jack mentioned, which was Vicente Luque. I just think that is such a sexy fight. Put those guys in there, lock the door, and let someone freaking kill the other one.
I mean,
I'm also fine with that.
Is Luque top 10?
Yeah, he should still be.
8 or 9.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
9.
I was literally just going to say 8-9 range, maybe.
Yeah. And forgive me, is Jack ranked as of right now? Is he in top 15?
He now is. He broke in at number 14, I think I read.
Wow.
I'm pulling it up right now. Yes, he's number 14. Luque is number 9. RDA is not ranked. See, Shit like this makes me nuts. Jack
Oh,
Maddalena
I
is
mean,
ranked.
what?
Jack Della Maddalena is ranked ahead of RDA. Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing?
Oh well. I
So,
guess
yeah,
never fucking mind then. I guess.
Shit like that annoys me. Makes no
Yeah.
sense.
Now it makes no sense, that fight.
Oh, you
at
know
all.
why they have RDA as a lightweight still? He's the number 9 lightweight, which is even though he already moved up and already won a welterweight fight. This is I hate you. I hate. We have to stop before I fucking go on another rant.
All right. Any names for Randy Brown you guys want to throw out there? Considering.
Yeah, I will. I'm remembering what I wanted to say now, which is kind of not an answer. He's a little harder to figure out because I kind of want to say no one yet because I think he deserves another shot against a guy who matters. He's had a great run. He got caught here. I don't really want to see him kind of have to go fight down against the same type of guys he's been beating. And everyone who matters is basically booked at this point. So something I rarely say, I kind of feel like I just want to wait and see who loses some of these fights. There's a lot of fights booked of guys who are like on the edge of the rankings, just outside of the rankings. There's like a good 5 different cool fights. I kind of want to let some of these play out, see who loses, and see who might be the sexiest option for Randy Brown and go with that.
Nice. Any other names, Omar, that you would throw out there?
I have a similar approach. I was thinking either the loser of the Holland Ponzinibbio fight,
Yep,
the loser of the Jingliang Chiesa fight,
Yep.
and the 2 others I had. If he wanted a paycheck, right? If we didn't want to wait, if you want to just get back in there and make a fight that I guess kind of would make sense and available, closer to kind of where I'm assuming he would be ranked at this point, either a Max Griffin or even an Alex Morono, I think would be really good fights. Fights I think he could win, fights I think that would be a challenge, but he would look good doing it. So a couple of different options I think he has actually.
Yeah, I was looking at those same fights that you said, plus the D-Rod and Gunner one, and there was another one too, I'm forgetting. But yeah, those, I kind of take whatever loser of those makes some sense and give Randy another shot here against a real name.
What about a guy who's rising? How about Phil Rowe?
I thought about that, but that kind of fit the bill of what I said in the first place, which is like, I feel like these are the guys Randy Brown has had to keep fighting and keep beating.
Uh-huh.
And I'd rather see him not have to do that again. But would it shock me if that got booked? 0%.
Okay. I mean, that'd be a sick fight.
For sure.
Okay, let's move on. One more that we're going to kind of unpack before we get into our lightning round for UFC 284 Makhachev versus Volkanovski. In the light heavyweight division, Jimmy Crute and Alonzo Menefield had a majority draw. One judge had it 29-27.